And that's what they're going to try to say, right? Maybe that's just what happens when you're a white supremacist. Maybe, you shouldn't not just not be outraged by his death, but you just really shouldn't worry about it. That's just kind of the way it goes. Maybe we should be out here killing Nazis. Like, that's the way that they're trying to get people to think, because they want them to assassinate everybody that disagrees with them, right? So... And then maybe we should even get mad at people for honoring Charlie Kirk's legacy. That's really what they think. That's really what they believe. And I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it right down the middle before it happens. I promise you, the only reason why they've been so quiet is because they're trying to survive that initial outrage of Charlie Kirk's assassination, so that they think that it'll go away, because they don't realize how deep and ingrained it is into people's spirits, and that eventually they'll be able to try and perpetuate that entire narrative the opposite direction and act like they're just going to get away with that. They're going to get away with the murder of Charlie Kirk. They really believe that they're going to get away with it. Come on now. And I know that's how they feel, and they're flirting with it, which is why all of a sudden you see this stupid fool. What's her name? Savannah, or whatever stupid name is. I don't even know her name. That Savannah girl. What's her stupid name? The one that was on she was on Jennifer's Body with Megan Fox. And she comes out and she says, Charlie Kirk was this, that, and the other thing. He's a Nazi. And then they said, are you going to apologize? I'm not apologizing, because she's flirting with the idea of trying to perpetuate the false narrative of Charlie Kirk. No different than the people that are all coming out. I'm not going to apologize. Yeah. And all the people that are coming out, come and say it to my face if you don't like me. And the people that are trying to perpetuate these narratives of, all of this nonsense, and they will try to, CBS News, do that to Erica Kirk's face, because they're trying to flirt with how far they can push it. Evil, wicked, deserving of condemnation 100%. Should have no less fate than Twitter. They should no longer exist in the future. And I know that's true because I was watching Gutfield, right? I was watching Gutfield, and they were talking about Time Magazine's Person of the Year and who it should be. And it should have been Charlie Kirk, but they are gutless and spineless, and they are mad because they want to lie about who's a Nazi and who's not. So they make it the Architects of AI when it should have been Charlie Kirk. And next year's Time Person of the Year should have been Erica Kirk. Not just because she was the widow of Charlie Kirk, but because since then she has dealt with so much and has proven to have the ability to combat it and to still continue to handle it with elegant and poise and be a lion and outright attack it as well. Now, and then when they were saying that, and they're like, who should have been Time Person of the Year? And I'm like rolling my eyes over here like, yeah, you already know who it should have been. And they're all saying this. And then Jesse Waters, like maybe the only guy on Fox News that has a spine and hasn't been fired yet, because anyone that has a spine on Fox News gets fired. And if he continues, eventually he will be too. Sorry, Jesse, it's just the truth. If you keep going that way, they're going to get you. Eventually they're going to fire you, but who cares? They're a bunch of losers. You don't need them anyways. And he goes, Charlie Kirk should have been Time's Person of the Year. And he's right. And then there's this libertarian on there. I think she's a libertarian or a Democrat. And she gets this look on her face, and you could see that she's actually naturally, flabbergasted by the fact. Like, she's trying to hold in the fact that she's taken back by the fact that they're still acting like Charlie Kirk is supposed to be celebrated and he should be Time Person of the Year. They're actually pretending that they don't see the greatness of Charlie Kirk. And it's because, and I'm telling you right now, they're going to try to outweight in their mind. They can't do it. It's impossible to do it. It'll never happen because it's the real deal Holyfield over here, right? The MAGA patriots and the people that are pro-Trump and the people that are pro-Kirk and the people that stand with Erica and Turning Point USA. We're the real deal Holyfield. We're actually the Bravehearts with Mel Gibson in that movie. We're actually the Patriots in The Patriot with Mel Gibson in that movie. We're actually the substance of all that is great in humanity that has ever existed or lived. We are that generation's that, right? We are this generation's version of that. We are the greatest people who have ever lived on the face of the planet in this generation, to this generation, what those people were. JFK, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, so on and so forth from the beginning of time. What those people were to their generation is who we are to our generation. So it's impossible to outlast us because it's real. They don't have that realness. They're fake. And since they're fake, they don't understand realness when they see it. And as a result of that, they really come up with these strategies that would work on fakery, would work on fake outrage, fake opponents like Black Lives Matter. And they think we could just outlast the rage for however long it takes, months or years or whatever it is, a few years. And then we could come back and say, this should have never happened anyway. The whole man's a Nazi, blah, 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 blah. And use that to try to kill everybody else that thinks like him too. And that's what I said. And that's what they want to do, I promise you. It won't work, but that's the heart motivation. And that's so wicked and so dark and so evil and so satanic. It's aligned with hell. It's the way the devil thinks because there's nothing real inside of him. That's why he can't understand the sacrifice of Jesus, because that was a real thing. And that's why I said that comes from the damned. It's literally in line with the kingdom of the damned. 100%. So after that happens with Erica Kirk, and Candace Owens should shut up. We've already said that. We don't think that she has the same heart motive, where everything inside of her is fake. But she should shut up because Erica said it. Then CBS tries to do that. If I was Erica, I would have walked off set in the middle of the interview. They don't even deserve to talk to you. Erica, please do not talk to these people ever again. Please. I'm telling you this as a friend, as a homie, as somebody that's with you, as somebody that feels you and your pain and your children's pain and Charlie and how we all feel and felt about Charlie Kirk. Okay, I'm telling you this as somebody that is on your side, who honors you and your family and Charlie Kirk and his entire legacy. Please do not talk to these people ever again. They do not deserve to talk to you, okay? And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the CBSs and the CNNs and the people that have tried to attack Charlie Kirk's legacy. These people, they do not deserve you. Okay, they don't deserve to be able to talk to you and to get views on their bum TV channel that nobody watches anymore just because of the fact they invited Erica Kirk on there. Okay, they don't deserve that. Okay, talk to your Newsmaxes and yeah, you can go on Fox News and your Epic Times and even like podcasters that are not going to manipulate you. Like, I don't think Joe Rogan would do something like that. And they have way bigger audiences anyways. You understand what I'm saying? Talk to people that actually honor Charlie Kirk, because these other fools, they don't deserve to hear you. And don't worry about the fact that there are certain people that only listen to those shows that will only hear you go on there. That's not really true, because who you are and who those people are is so big that they will have no choice but to report on it. They will not be able to ignore it. They will just be forced to have to take the clips from your interview with those people and put it on their channel to try to bum feed off of the fact. And I promise you, they're all still going to hear it too, okay? As someone who loves Charlie and Erica and the whole family, don't even give them the permission to have the ability to insult you straight to your face like that on live TV, okay? I guess maybe the only good thing that could come out of it is the fact that we, the American people at home, can see how evil CBS News, and the fact that they would even have the audacity to say something like that on live TV is insane to me, okay? Now, after that happens, she says to Candace Owens, stop, right? And then she goes on Glenn Beck. And Candace Owens released a second video saying, no, I'm not going to stop and I'm going to keep doing this and what I'm saying and blah, 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 right? In contrary to Erica Kirk, which I don't like or agree with. And then Erica goes on Glenn Beck. And Glenn Beck, so far, has been the most authentic and real reporter when talking to Erica Kirk that I've seen thus far, right? Because he was so into it, he was going out of his way to try not to say or do or anything that would disregard or be mean or would be insensitive or would try not to honor or acknowledge the fact that of Charlie Kirk's legacy and how horribly that Erica has been treated since, right? He was trying his best to be as respectful as possible and give Erica all the honor that she deserves in the world to hear and say what her point of view is from it and to let it be honored and respected for what it is. So I accommodate him for that, right? Everybody should be doing that, really. That should not be some thing that you only see Glenn Beck do and, it's just here or there. It should be the norm across everything and all platforms, right? Obviously. And on that show, Erica Kirk said another bombshell, which is that Candace Owens is lying about the fact that Charlie Kirk was messaging and talking to all these people and saying that he thought that he was going to die or be murdered the very next day and all these kinds of things. She said that that is a lie, that he never said or thought any of that ever. That is a huge bombshell and needs to be acknowledged and talked about. She said, I have his phone, and he never said any of that. That is a big bombshell and another hit in Candace Owens' direction. And I'm telling you this now, okay, to Candace Owens. I'm telling you this now, that Erica Kirk, if you keep up this battle and this fight and this war with Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk, even if you think that you're not wrong, if you keep up this war, you're going into battle on the wrong side and you're gonna wind up being destroyed by it. You're gonna wind up being pulverized by it. Like, it's like running into a brick wall, okay? Erica Kirk and Charlie and Turning Point USA and all of that is like a brick wall at this moment. If you run into that, if you go running after that, no matter how big or, aggressive or whatever you are, if you run at that thing with all of your might, it's going to hit you and you're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to fall. And that's the truth. And it's going to unravel you and it's going to make you look horrific. It's going to destroy your public image in front of everybody. And people are going to not want to hear what you have to say anymore. People will laugh at you as a result of it. Now, I'm not saying that because I want that to happen, because I'm anti-Candace Owens or any of these kinds of things, or even that I think that the intent behind Candace is evil. We've already talked about that. But I know that the intent behind Erica and Turning Point USA is 100% correct. And so I know that if anybody tries to come at them from that angle, they're going to go through a meat grinder. They're going to be scathed. And that, I think, is not what I would prefer to see, what happens with Candace Owens. I would prefer to see that Candace relaxes, gathers her thoughts and her emotions, and really thinks about